Thanks for coming. I'm still alive. Wow, 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 wow. I hope you guys are all doing well. We're gonna be doing something a little different today. So hopefully you guys aren't against that. I mean, not that that would change anything, but it's fine. It's fine. Anyways, we're going to be doing Linocut. So for anyone who doesn't know, Linocut or block printing is it's kind of like making stamps, but like large. That's basically it. Like it's nothing fancy. You carve the stamp, um, and then you print with it. You use ink and you put it on paper. I think that like it's something that can seem a little daunting and like scary to try. Also ignore my dogs in the background if you can hear them. They're just playing. Um, it's just something that I feel like isn't a common art thing. I mean, I guess I heard from like a couple people that I talked with that it was something that they maybe did in school by like carving a potato to make stamps. Um, that sounds awful. That sounds terrible. And I think this is very different. So, you know, um, if you're interested, I think it's something worth trying. But I figured I'd show you guys because I think I don't know. I really wanted to do it for a long time, but I think it was just daunting that I felt like I couldn't because it seemed like a big thing. Like I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know how to do it. It's scary, you know? So I figured I'd show you guys like the process. I've only made a couple of them, but I'll show you my process. You can feel free to give me suggestions if I'm doing something stupid because that's my professional move is stupid shit. So, yeah, let's get started. Um, we're gonna switch to this. Beep boop. Look, I have hands. Also, I don't have disease. I have paint on my hands. I can't get it to come off. So that's this white markings here. Um, you could see it a little bit better on my thumb. Yeah, it's just paint. Acrylic paint, but it should wash. It will not. Okay, so what we have here, actually here, let me do this. Let me just I'm gonna put it on B right. Actually, I can't. I need to do it from here. Oh fuck. I forgot how to stream. I'm just gonna rotate this so that you guys are looking at it from my perspective. Is that a little better? Do you guys like that better? Um, well, I don't know. You don't have much choice, so it's fine. I don't know how well the camera's gonna catch my hands and like my the actual piece. I'm worried that it's gonna focus all of my hands, in which if it does, I'm really sorry. My hands are kind of gross and ugly, so like my bad. Okay, so this I really quick tossed this up in Adobe Illustrator. Sorry, I have the hiccups. I really quickly threw this together in Adobe Illustrator. It's nothing fancy. I just did a really simple outline. You can kind of see it here of ginkgo leaves. Um, they're nothing, like I said, nothing fancy. Um, they're very undetailed because I'm planning to draw a lot of the detail on the block itself before we carve it. But I wanted you guys to see from the start. So, like I said, I threw this into Illustrator, I printed it on a piece of paper. This here is just a glass thing. Hopefully you won't see my hideous reflection in it because something will be on it. It's just because I don't want to do it on my mouse pad. Okay, so to start, normally I will take a really soft pencil. Let's go with this one. Oh God, I threw it. This is a 6B. Camera, hello? 6B. Is that upside down? 6B. Now it'll never focus. Oh well, you guys know what it is. I said it. um, also, for anyone who's new or just like coming in, I don't normally do hands-on things with a camera. I don't show my face ever. I normally do gaming videos, but I sometimes do unboxing videos of like interesting things like smiskis or other like little figures. So I figured I'd do this, but I'm not used to it, so I may fail a little bit or like do things in a confusing manner or like mess up and like I don't know, the camera doesn't focus, um, I don't explain things well, whatever. It's a trial thing. I want to see how people like it and if they enjoy when I make art stuff. So that's sort of what this is. Okay, so I'm using a soft pencil because essentially what I'm gonna do is transfer it to the Linocut. This here, or the linoleum board. This here is the linoleum board. I already drew a border on it so I'd know where I want the paper to sit when I transfer it. It's just in pencil, it's nothing fancy. Linoleum board. I'm using a Battleship Gray linoleum board. It's just like a fabric on the back and then um, the linoleum on the front. Focus, focus. Um, but yeah, this is what we're going to be carving. So this is what we're going to be transferring our image to. We're using a soft pencil so that the what's inside of a pencil? What's it called? I forgot the name of a pencil lead. Ah, whatever. So the pencil lead will transfer easier because soft pencils tend to leave more on the paper. Um, so that's the goal of using a soft pencil. So we're just going to quickly outline these. We're going to try to do the lines a little. Actually, let me switch to a different soft pencil. This one's not soft enough. I don't like it enough. Oh my god, I threw my pencils everywhere. I normally use a 7B, but I was using a 6 because I didn't want to sharpen the 7B. But we'll just make do. Essentially, you can't see it very well, but we're just making a nice thick line. I go over it normally once or twice just so that I make sure it gets a lead, the pencil lead, yeah, whatever, I don't know, to make sure that I get enough lead on the paper that it'll transfer properly. You don't really need that much, honestly. I'm just like super paranoid. It also doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, I threw these together pretty quickly, and they're not meant to be like the final piece. I'm gonna add additional detail on the Linocut board itself once I get to that point. But you know, I figured I'd do this together with you guys so you could see the whole process. Once we finish drawing the lines and kind of outlining this, we're going to do the transfer. Transferring it's pretty easy. I heard that a lot of people who do Linocuts literally like use a spoon to transfer their print or their sketch to their print board. But I use a paper folding tool. You can really use whatever as long as it has like a flat surface. When I first did it, I used the back of a pen. It just had the rounded back to it, and I used that to kind of push down. So it's really just you need to get pressure on it, and you need to make sure that it's enough even pressure that it transfers the lead onto the Linocut board. Also, if my terminology is bad, I'm sorry. I'm still newer to this. Like I said, I've only done like maybe 2 Linocuts, but I really have fallen in love with it. So I feel like it's definitely a hobby that I'll continue. To give you guys a little history, I actually love art. I don't make art as much as I used to when I was younger. So I used to be like an insane artist, and not like a good, not in that way. But I liked to draw. I liked to paint. I was like the Photoshop master. I love Photoshop. I knew all the tools. This was back when like, oh gosh. Oh yeah, hand reveal. So nice, right? Wow, hand. Hey Hades. Um, but so this was back when I was in high school sort of stage in my life. I did a lot of drawing. I really loved it. This was a long time ago. I'm a little old. Um, so like this was back when like Painter Tool Sai was like very popular, and there was a site that I used to use that it was basically like paint online. Is what my mic? Oh, weird. I don't know what it could have been. Maybe my hearing aids are causing feedback. Let me take them out. It's back. Do you still hear it? Oh, I don't know what it could be. Let me check my microphone settings to make sure they're not doing anything weird. Doesn't show anything weird. Let me see if the camera's trying to pick up audio. Now it's fine. Maybe it was my hearing aids then. Maybe they were fighting with the wire. Oh, my headphone wire. I mean, I can switch to my work headphones if we need to. It doesn't sound like I'm talking twice, right? I want to make sure that the webcam's not picking up um as a mic. That's weird. Here, let me do this. I'll switch real quick to my other headset. One sec, guys. Okay, let me know if it comes back. I switched headphones. I don't know what else it could be. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. So far, so good. Okay, we'll keep an eye on it. Okay. So I used to draw a lot in high school. And like I said, I used to use a lot of different programs. I used Corel Painter. I had a tablet, like whole nine yards. I loved art, but I don't know. Life is hard. I think that sometimes you get thrown a curveball, and it's not always easy to deal with it. Just real quick, you guys can see very distinctly the difference, the darkness between this and this. That's kind of what you're looking for because that darkness is what's going to transfer. Anyways, so I used to draw a lot. And when I went to go to college, I was accepted into the Art Institute of Boston. I was very excited about it because I had combined and like found like made a whole portfolio and everything. I've always thought my art was kind of shit. So like I didn't expect to be accepted. It was just kind of like a dream that I had. Um, and like I don't know. I don't know why I let it leave. I guess you could say why I let go of my dream in that aspect. Um, I've had a couple of like things that I really want to do with my life. I really want to become a vet, but I also still want to really do art. Um, I I think I don't know how to word it. But basically, I got accepted and the tuition was too expensive. I There was no way that I could get a loan to cover it. Um, and I was not able to get a draw x-rays. That sounds great actually. That sounds hilarious. Um, I was unable to get any kind of, what do you call them? I keep thinking sponsorship, but that's not it. It's scholarship. It was close. It's so fucking close. The words are so close. Um, but I wasn't able to get any scholarship or anything like that either. So I was kind of stuck not being able to pursue it. Let me grab a pencil sharpener real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Has the static come back, by the way? Or has it been good so far? Maybe I need new headphones. It's good? Okay, that's good. Just sharpening my pencil real quick. Since I pushed down so hard, I end up like really killing these soft pencils. Anyways, so I basically felt like I had no choice, like there was no options for me, and that I had to figure something else out. I remember very clearly what I did too. This is like probably not something you should do, but like I'll tell you anyways because I find it funny. I I wrote down all the things that I wanted to do, all the things that I'd been interested in learning, all the things that I thought that I could do for like a long-term career. Um, Pastry chef, um, game programmer, animator, artist. Oh gosh, there were so many things that I wrote down. Voice actor, which I probably would have failed miserably at that. My voice kind of sounds like shit. I didn't sharpen this pencil enough. Damn it. But basically, I wrote down a whole bunch of stuff. It was all things that I was deeply interested in, but at the same time, like, it wasn't things that I knew I could really do, I guess you could say. It wasn't things that I necessarily had prior experience with or that I was an expert or anything like that. At that time in my life, like, I wasn't an expert at anything. I had spent the majority of my high school years playing games, watching YouTube. Oh, so much YouTube. I love YouTube. Even now, it's still like a big thing for me. Um, and drawing. And those were like my main things. And so I don't know. I really didn't know what to do. And on top of it, I felt a lot of pressure from my dad in regards to like the career that I chose, like what he wanted me to do. He very much thought that artists were shit because they wouldn't get paid enough. He's always been on the side of money is the most important thing in your life. And I always hated that. I don't necessarily agree with that. I do think money is important because you need to be able to make a living, but I don't necessarily think that like if you're struggling with money, you can't be happy. I think that's bullshit. You can be happy and be struggling with money. You can enjoy your life and, enjoy every day and be hella poor. um, so like I just never really liked that. But at the same time, it always was in the back of my mind that like I would disappoint my family that I would end up like having to struggle and ask them for help a lot, and that really bothered me. Um, I didn't want to be a nuisance. Um, I didn't want to be somebody who required this extra babysitting because they couldn't survive. Um, I have an older half brother that kind of fucked my parents in that he got a student loan, had them co-sign on it, and then didn't pay it. And on top of that, he would constantly contact my parents and ask them for money. And I didn't want to be that. I have an aunt that does a similar thing. She constantly asks for money and says that she's struggling and she's dying and she needs help. And like, it feels bad to force people to carry you as a burden. And I never wanted that for me. Um, and so I knew I needed to do something else than art. But I also didn't want to like straight up give it away, which is why I put these things in this jar to kind of pull out my future. Um, so I still put a lot of art things in, like glass blowing, um, animation, things like that, game design, um, and and my hope was that like I could have one foot in the realm of art and one foot in the realm of not being a poor sad bitch. Um, I don't know. It's it's hard to choose your future. It's not straightforward. It's not easy. I feel like sometimes parents act like it's the simplest thing in the world. Just decide what you want to do. And then the thing is once you decide, you feel trapped in that decision. Like you can never change, you can never try anything else, you can never reach out for help. You did that to yourself, is like the feeling that you have. I should do a day where I play games that me and Dean made. Um, that would be fun actually. Maybe I'll do that. Dean probably would not want to do it though. um, I don't know. Most of my games are just things I made for myself, so it's not really like things that people would enjoy. Okay, we're gonna take a quick story break and we're gonna switch over to transferring this. Oh yeah, you can see my camera setup. I got this nice little arm to like help hold the camera over my desk. It wasn't too expensive either. Okay, so we've got our block. We've got our paper. Like I said, I already put borders down. Oh shit, I don't have the tape. Dean, are you still watching? If you are, there's a blue tape on the bookshelf next to your desk. Can you bring it to me? We'll see if he responds. Accidental half face reveal. Don't even talk to me, bro. I'll keep telling my story while he gets me that. But so I pulled out of this jar and I pulled out game designer. And then I was like, I don't know, I'm unsure. And so I reached in the jar again and I pulled out animator, game animator. And I said, okay, you know, like it seems like the fates are saying you need to make games, bitch. And I kind of like the idea of that. So like, you know, I looked at colleges. This was all in like a day span, by the way. Also, look at how dirty my hand is now because I got that lead all over me. Um, Cammy immediately jumped on Dean's desk the second he walked away. Okay, so you find your tape. I'm using blue tape because it's easy to pull off. You can also use that brown tape that's easy to pull off. I am just going to tape it down so that I'm not shifting it while I am transferring. Actually, let's tape at the top. I'm only going to tape down one side because that way as I transfer I can lift it up to see how it's transferring. Okay. So I'll tell you a little bit about the transfer. While we're transferring, we'll tell the rest of the story. Okay, so like I said, I use this paper folding tool. It comes in a set. Look at this. Look at this cool ass shit. It's the brand. Well, I think it's the brand. It says "Enjoy Myself" on it. So like I don't know. this is what I use. I also have a like pen. It looks just like the Apple pens. Focus, focus, focus. There's nothing really to focus on. It's just a white stick. This is also for paper folding, but I use the back of it sometimes, depending on if I'm having trouble with this one. Um, but basically, all you do is you get your soft lead, and then you're just gonna press down and draw along the lines with this. I'm gonna keep doing this, and we'll tell our story. Um, but then if we lift up, I only did it lightly. Oh, fucking paper getting in my hands. But you can see vaguely it transferred here. I know it's not focused. Focus. But the harder I press, the more it'll transfer. So we're gonna work hard at this. Anyways, so I was like, okay, I guess that's what I'll do. And so this was while I was sitting in the house that I decided this. I promptly proceeded to get my laptop. I'm gonna tape it down a little bit more because I can feel it wiggling. I know I said to only tape one side, but it's because I'm doing such a big piece that I can feel it wiggling, and I'm pushing so hard that it's wiggling, so I just want to make sure I don't fuck it up. So I got my laptop, and I decided in that exact moment that I was going to find a college. I was going to apply, a college different than the art institute that I had already applied to. I was going to apply. I was going to get financial aid. I was going to set up everything. I was going to find an apartment if it was a college that wasn't close to me. I was going to do all of it in that day. I had done the pull it out of a hat thing at like 9 in the morning. No one was home except me. At the time, I was living with my parents. Um, and I don't know, it just all of a sudden I was like, I need to do this right now. I need to figure my life out. I need to stop feeling like a burden. I need to get away from everything. And so I did. Like I said, I sat down. I took my laptop and I went outside first of all. And I swam really quick, not with the laptop, of course. I swam in the pool for a little bit just to kind of like cool my head and make sure that I was like not being rash, which I was, but it's fine. I think it was a manic episode where I was like, I need to do this right now, but regardless, it happened. And so I got out of the pool, I dried off, I sat down, and I searched for schools that teach game development. At the time, I was living in New York, so I was trying to find the nearest schools and in a place that I'd like to live. I've lived in a lot of places in the US, so like I knew what I would like and what I would not like as far as like a living situation. And as much as I would like to go to a good college, I don't want to go to a college that's someplace that I don't want to live. I'm just going to go over this a couple times to make sure that it's transferred well. Um, but I didn't want to live someplace while I was in college if I hated the place. Um, for example, I would never go to college in Florida. It's just not a place I want to live. Utah, same thing. I wouldn't want to live there, so I wouldn't want to go to school there. Um, I loved living in New Hampshire when I lived there for high school. I thought it was the best thing. I really enjoyed the people there. I really enjoyed the scenery. I enjoyed the quiet, the coolness, the winters, the summers. I enjoyed it as a whole, which I didn't at a lot of other states that I lived in. Um, so when I found that there was a college that teaches animation graphic game programming in New Hampshire, I was like, well, that's it. I figured it out. Like, what an easy catch. And at this time, I was strictly focused on like figuring things out. I would later find out that Dean, who is now my husband, had actually gone to the same college for the same degree. He thinks that I followed him and did the same thing as him because of him, but really it was like a weird coincidence. At the time, I like was blinded by productivity in a way. So I had no idea. My brain wasn't working in a way to like remember that he had once told me that he was going to this school. And so I applied. I looked at apartments. I reached out. I applied for financial aid immediately. I actually got a response, an acceptance response, within like maybe a week. Um, and I had already planned everything by then. The school year was going to be starting soon. It's a community college, so it's not like a real acceptance. They accept you regardless. So I had already known that I was going to be able to go there. Um, and from what I had seen, the actual program itself was popular, but didn't have like a long-term like students going there and graduating. It was a lot of students going there and just never completing the course because they quit, because they didn't realize it was hard, which is, fine, to each their own. Okay, I think we fully transferred it. Let's untape some of these and take a peek. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just need to be able to make out the outlines. Okay, so we've got a mostly good transfer. I can see some spots up here missing. I want to make sure this spot gets better transferred, so I'm going to do that again. And then this and here. So we'll put this back down. We're going to try to get this spot that's fighting me because I have tape on it. Okay, it's looking better. Still not perfect, but it's better. But so I did all of this, like I said, in an afternoon outside. I was super proud of myself. But I was also like in the middle of like a hyperfixation, like I need to do this right now thing. So I was blinded to everything else around me, including the fucking sun that was melting my skin off my body. I know it's terrible, but basically like I got like third-degree burns all over my body because I was in a bathing suit because I was outside for like 8 hours setting up schooling. So yeah, I mean, don't fucking do that. Okay, let's take another peek. Okay, I forgot to do this section. I'll need to finish that, and then let's fix this a little bit here, and then I think they're good. But yeah, I made some poor decisions, and I actually ended up not being able to do anything for 2 full weeks. Because like I said, I actually got like third-degree burns all over my body, and I was kind of fucked because I was in excruciating pain. I was in agony. I was in absolute fucking agony. It was so damn painful um, for 2 weeks. And my mom had to take me to the hospital that day and everything. So yeah, it's a good fucking time. Look at me making good decisions. Um, Using a hat to decide my future, spending 8 hours in the sun, um, you know, getting sunburned. I don't know. I don't make decisions in a logical way. And I think that's fine. Okay, let's take this off. And we can see here we've done our transfer. And you can see it's flipped as expected. That's how, oops, sorry, the wire came down. Let me hook it back up here. Hello, wire? Hello? Stop being a bitch. Struggling. I'm struggling. Okay, I got it. It's supposed to be behind my monitor, but for some reason it's hanging in front of it. I don't know how that happened. Okay. I fixed it, but I also bumped the camera. Let's fix that. Come on, camera. Hold. Okay. But so yeah, it's flipped. That's expected. We're putting this downwards. It's hard when you do fonts or like writing. So just keep that in mind if you're going to try this and do any sort of like writing. You want to make sure that you're paying attention to the way that it's flipped and what direction it's facing. Because otherwise it's going to be backwards, and then when you stamp it, it's going to be very disappointing. that it's backwards. You can also draw directly onto the lino board. Um, sorry, hiccups again. I just wanted to show you guys that you don't have to be like super artists, or you can do digital stuff and then put it onto here. You can take stuff that you already have and basically put it onto here. So yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm adjusting my seating position. So we no longer need this. We no longer need this. Put those to the side. Now we're gonna need our cutter. Okay, so this is a handle. This is a really cheap one. This is one I just bought from Speedball. As you can see, Speedball. It has 5 cutters. 4, 5, yeah, 5. So this is the hello, hello, hello. Focus, 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 focus. Hello, focus. Can you focus on my nail? Camera, camera. Hello. This sucks. One day I'll get a good camera and I'll be able to like use it. I think this is the problem. It always tries to focus on this skeleton. Let me just put that bookmark over it. Can you focus now? Hello. Hello. Look at my pale skin. Focus. What are you looking at? What are you focusing on? Nothing. Oh, now you focus for half a second. Okay. These are what the cutters look like. This is the thinnest cutter. You can kind of see the V on it is really thin. Let me grab like a wide one. This is a wide cutter. This is a U-shaped, or kind of more of a rounded one. And then I have a, oh, I stabbed myself with it, bitch. I have a V-shaped one that's a little wider. Or is this, no, this is a V-shape, sorry. I like lost my mind for a second. And then there's this thing, which I've never used and probably will never use. But yeah, I normally stick to the smallest size, and then I go up from there, depending on how you want to carve. I'm going to leave them outside of the handle because I don't like them jingling around while I'm carving. Okay. One thing I learned late is how to attach these. Okay. So this swivels and tightens and loosens. You loosen it a little bit, and then inside, focus, focus, please, please. Well, you can kind of see it. There's like a little gap. Let me twist it. There's a little gap here where that little metal piece is. And this rounded part just goes in where that metal piece is. It's hard to do it while showing it on the camera. I'm sorry, I'm going to do it real quick. So you just loosen it so that they separate a little bit and then you shove it in there. Then you tighten it. So focus. I believe in you, focus. You can do this. Stop focusing on my ring. Stop focusing on my fingers. God damn it. I'm a failure. There we go. Okay, you could see it kind of in there that there's like a little lip that it's attached to. Whatever. Either way, you could figure this out. I'm close enough. I'm explaining it well enough. As far as carving goes, there's 2 ways to do the most basic version of carving. First way is that you carve away the lines that you put, and then when you print, those are going to be the white spaces. The other way is to carve around the lines that you've printed, and those are going to be the white spaces. So let me grab two different prints so I can show you the difference. Okay, I'm back. So this is one where I carved the outside. Focus. Literally, like, there's nothing else for you to look at, camera. Just look at this, please. Why do you make me struggle? Why are webcams shit? What if I pull it away and then bring it back? No? Still no? You still hate it? Okay, it's focusing a little bit more. Well, anyways, you can see, so the parts that are black right now are the parts that printed. There's a little bit of overflow into some of the white spaces, but this is an example of carving to have the outside be white. Draw a little face. Oh, that's a smart man. I do have a piece of paper, and I can draw a face on it. Focus. Yeah, look at you focusing on that face. Swooped. Holy shit, it mostly worked. Okay, so this is my focus face, and this is my object. I hate that that worked. What a bunch of bullshit. Why does it? It's like, yes, that's a face. That is a face. I should focus on that object. Ah, yes. Delicious. Beautiful. Okay, this is an alternate one where I carved where the black is currently. When I cleaned it, the black went into the lines, so that's why it's black. But the black part's the carved part. It's hard to see because I carve really thin lines. You can kind of see it well here where I fucked up because they kind of cross over each other. But yeah, so this is what we're going to be doing today is carving the lines. You can see this spot too where it's white. That's the carved part. I didn't wash this very well either, so it's like gray here. This is the same as this. These are the same materials. This is a different material that I tried. If you look at the side, it actually has a layer of white, green, and then white on the back too. It's so when you carve it, you can see how deep it's going. So you can see like here where it's white, I didn't carve it very deep, but here where it's green, I carved it deep. And then like here, you can see this edge here where it's still got white on it. And then these parts are actually white underneath the ink. So yeah, knowledge. Yeah. Um, but anyways, we're gonna carve the lines, and I'm gonna do more thin lines. I don't know, it's just my preference. We'll adjust them once I get a base set. So normally what I do is I'll carve out these lines, then I'll add lines into the ginkgo leaves. Yes, I know all of the Linocuts that I've done so far are ginkgo leaves. They just feel right to me. I like their shape. I like the flow that they have. Someday I'll make something else, but for now that's my focus and what I like doing. Okay. Let's take my little man and put him to the side. Speaking of a little man, I've also been doing ceramics. Let me show you guys some pictures of the ceramics I've been working on. If my phone will let me. Hello? It doesn't see my fingers because my hands are too cold. Okay. This is the little guy that I made. This is his beautiful ass. Look at that. Let me just zoom right in. Look at that crack. Gold, baby. That is a gold mine. Anyways. So yeah, I've been doing ceramics and stuff too. Back to my story. We're going to start carving this. You can just kind of watch. I don't really know how to explain the carving very well. Basically, you just want to make sure that this hand is not here because then you slip and you stab. Do as I say, not as I do, because I don't know if I'll remember to do that all the time, and I'll probably stab myself. Sucks. Just don't suck, I guess. That's it. Let's get to it. Also, I'm going to try not to lean in too much because I don't want to accidentally face reveal. So I'll have a little bit of a difficult time, but if I might bump the camera because it's not too far above where my head is. So give me a break if that's what happens. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. Okay. So oh, also you can start wherever you want. I'm gonna start with the small one and go up. Um, Small one I think is the hardest because it has the most like curves and small spaces. Um, so I like to do the hard stuff first. So then when my hand starts to get tired, I'm doing the easy things. Um, but yeah. Once I finish telling this story, I'll probably stop talking and just put music on for us to listen to. Um, it's also hard to do the initial cut because you don't know how hard to push. Let's do this. I'll finish my story real quick and then we'll switch to having music on in the background and just kind of watching me carve. Um, so yeah, I did all of that and I ended up going to school for animation graphic game programming. Um, I really enjoyed it. I was one of like 3 people who graduated my year. Um, and I don't do game dev. I do like personal game dev where I'll like participate in game jams and stuff like that. But as far as my actual career goes, I ended up working in just development in general and doing banking software, which is boring and sad. And I've missed doing art for a long time. I've wanted to get back into it, but it's really difficult because I basically just stopped doing art for a long time. I was so focused on getting my degree and doing that that I just kind of didn't have time and I stopped and then I never picked it back up again. I think like I was partially scared to try again because I felt like I had forgotten everything. All of the all the things that I learned are gone. It's like starting over fresh, and so it kind of feels bad. Um, and I don't like that feeling. I don't like how it makes me feel very sad. Um, but I've started doing more art again, which is why I really wanted to do this stream so I could kind of show you guys. Like another example is I've been doing like 3D prints. I think I might have shown these to you guys once before, but like I did this little Pyukamuku 3D print. Wait, let me get my face, my focus face. I did this Pyukamuku, which direction? This print in clear. And then I'm working on finishing it right now. You can see it's kind of like this matte finish. That's because I sanded it down. You can't see it very well, but it's all sanded. And then I made a clay version in my ceramics class. And by class, I mean it's just a ceramics studio that I can do stuff in. And stuff like that. So I've just been kind of like branching out and trying and doing a bunch of things that I've wanted to do. So that's the reason I wanted to do this stream is because I was like, you know, I want other people to feel like they can try things and they can do different things and they don't have to be an expert. They don't have to be perfect. They can suck like I do and they can still try it and just experience new things. So yeah, that's why we're here. But yeah, I'm gonna put music on. We're gonna just chill and listen to music. Don't worry, it's all copyright free, royalty free, allowed to use. It's all going to be by the same artist because I like to support them because they do a lot of royalty free music and I like their music. I also buy all of the music, just a thing. If you guys like it, you should purchase it as well. But yeah, we'll get carving. Once I get halfway through or so, we might take a break and then we'll go from there. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna mute myself and we'll listen to music. Rose-colored lenses, a dent in my senses, my altered memories, changing how I feel. The glass panel is too slippery, so I'm switching to something a little less slippery, which is my mouse pad. Feels like I'm crawling underneath the truth of stalling. I put it off as time. Oh no, you can see my hair? Should I zoom in a little bit more so you can see just the parts that I'm working on? Is that a better thing to do? I think maybe I'll do that. Let me switch to the be right back screen, and then I'll mess around with the camera a little. Okay, maybe this is better. It looks like it's not focused, but it is focused. It's because this is blurry. But we'll do it like this. Maybe this is a little bit better. You guys can let me know if it looks like shit. And you can see right now, by this little guy, I'm just taking off little pieces. Like I said, I carve it really thin, and then I'll go back and deepen it and make it a little bit nicer. Also, if my hands are in the way, I'm sorry, but that's just how it's gonna be with certain parts.
All I see is technical daydreams, and vibes can be misleading. What I see is deceiving. I just want something better, a chance of sunny weather. I'm lost, never to be found. Lost, never to be found. Butterflies in my eyes won't go away. Go away. Leave me lost. The roads are closed with camouflage. Camouflage.
Also, you can see every time I slip, I don't know, it's just kind of part of it at this point. I'm still a little new, so I don't have the control to keep it from slipping. I just try as hard as I can to not push too hard, because if you slip too hard, it will dig really far. You can fill that using like a filler, a variety of different fillers. There's Milliput, there's like spackle I've seen people use. You can just put hot glue in it and then carve it back so that it's flat. There's a lot of different ways to do it, so you know.
Start to blend into. All I see is technical daydreams, and vibes can be misleading. What I see is deceiving. I just want something better, a chance of sunny weather.
Also, I'm gonna rotate it a lot. That's just part of my process, so I don't know, deal with it. I'm also moving my keyboard far away, so it's not in my way anymore. If I rotate it out of view, just let me know in chat, and I'll fix it.
Nothing feels new. start of my youth. Stare up at the moon, dark side of my youth. Feels like I'm so high, endless
I've also heard
sky.
people use like cabinet mats, the mats that the non-slid slide, what's the word? Um, the non-slip mats that you put into cabinets to keep your like pots and pans and plates from sliding around. I've heard of people using that underneath to keep it from sliding, because if you look at me, it is sliding a little bit for me. But I don't have anything like that to help with. So I don't know, shrug. I'm gonna turn on a light too to make it a little bit easier for you guys to see and for me to see. So let's see if that helps a little bit. Oops, I unplugged it. I'm an idiot. Well, let me see if I can get the cord to be long enough. Oh, the cord's so far away now.
The words ain't right, bottle them up inside, and I keep rerunning these moments in my life, like I'm hiding something, truth inside a lie. When am I becoming? Can say it out loud.
Okay, I added a light. I don't know if that'll help or make it worse. I'll try to position this light well. I'm also an idiot, so we'll see. Maybe that helps. Helps me a little bit.
Got my heartbeat drumming, and it makes me feel alive. Then my mouth starts running, initiate decline, and the kiss keeps spinning.
Maybe one day I'll buy like a professional light that's like big and bright and white to blind myself.
Soft spoken, I am not one to open up. I'm broken, but I'm slowly warming up.
Okay. I'm gonna rearrange things a little bit because I can see the shadow causing problems. I wanna just try to get it to sit better. You guys can stare at this for a little bit and think about how it looks like a child made it. BRB.
I'm moving fast, but all the doors are closing, stuck running in place any time of day. On repeat, my inner clock is broken, infinite pursuit, nothing gain and lose. Soft spoken, I am not one to open up. I'm broken, but I'm slowly warming up. Spoken, broken, spoken, Cool, something got me shaking. Feel the seismic rush, crack my bones to dust. Cool, can't wait for intermission. Lost inside a screen that's not reflecting me. 'Cause I'm on another wave, my frequency can radiate, burn every bridge I ever known, and I always stand too close. Sabotage all my dreams, sinking like a submarine, lighting like it's gasoline. Stir the embers, no surrender. Cool, think I need an intervention. Show me the light, just don't make it
Okay, now I have like 6 lights from different angles, so I don't know. Maybe that'll help. Who knows? I feel like the shadow is still gonna be a problem. Maybe it's not as bad. Who knows? I mean, it could be better if I do it like this. Then that's too bright. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I don't know. In the future, we'll figure out a setup that looks really good. That's not today. You know, I'm doing my best. We'll keep trying, and we'll do what we can. Also, I don't know if we'll finish this today because we're already at an hour and 5 minutes. Maybe I'll continue either tomorrow or next weekend if you guys enjoy this. Because like I said, I know it's something different and that I haven't done this before, but I am having a lot of fun doing it with you guys. So that's something. Sabotage all my dreams, sinking like a submarine, lighting like a gasoline. I try not to go too long too, because I feel like then I'll start to get too confident, go too fast, and then fuck it up. So, yeah. Man, you guys see that? Slipped. Got this little cut. But it's okay, because we're gonna put lines there anyways. So we're good for now. But if we do it again towards the outside, we'll have to figure out something. But I'm sure we can do it. Open up your eyes, up to the sun, 'cause nothing lasts forever, nothing lasts forever. And what's the brightest star as it revolves? The lights don't last forever, interstellar weather. My head might as well been in the ground. Okay, I just did the thing that I said let's not do, and I slipped a little bit, but it's really thin and really small, so I think we're okay. It's hard for sure. That's why I'm like, it's not terrible. I want you guys to like realize that it's like something fun you can do, and like making mistakes in it isn't the end of the world. But like, you know, it'll be fun, regardless of how good it looks in the end, or if you have mistakes, or whatever, you know? Oh, nice curve. It's also harder too because I'm doing such small turns here that like I feel like I have to push harder to make sure that I'm catching into the turns and doing them deep enough. Okay, drink break. Gotta get some water, you know? Gotta make sure to hydrate. It's important to keep yourself from dying. I know that was loud, I forgot to mute myself before I did sippy sip. I feel bad now. Open up your eyes, up to the sun, 'cause nothing lasts forever, nothing lasts forever. And what's the brightest star as it revolves? The lights don't last forever, into for a second. I went ahead and bought the anti-slip mat so I don't forget because it's slipping a lot. And if you feel like you're pushing too hard and you're gonna slip at any point, then just take a second, cut it out, and just start a fresh line.
Till it's all alright, waiting but it's never right. Something louder than screaming, tension building my breathing, always holding my tongue. If you could only read my mind, you don't know what I keep inside. Yeah, thoughts ricochet on my mind.
That was a good save. I felt myself slip and I was able to stop in time, so that's nice. Here comes the hard part, making sure these two lines line up, touch, without slipping. That line, but it's a little lippy. Part of the reason that I do ginkgo leaves is because I do add a lot of lines to them. If you look at these ones, these are all lines that I've added, and it allows me a little bit of a safety net for failure. So like I said, this line's okay, and the little bit of chunkiness that I added here is okay because this will camouflage it. So when you're choosing your first piece to make, I suggest making something that you can camouflage a little bit, that has a lot of like maybe random detail-y or shapey lines to add in the background to kind of give it a, like I said, a safety net that you can protect yourself from fucking up and feeling like you've completely failed. That's how I do it, is I fuck up and I feel like I've completely failed and it's the end of my life. So if you're anything like me, in order to prevent that, you should make sure not to do anything that's got very specific lines that you're going to be depressed if you scratch outside of them. Hope that made sense. And like I said, I use the smallest tip. Cover everything else. Well, whatever. I use the smallest tip, the smallest V. So like all of my lines are very thin. Depending on what you're making, you can use a wide one. With this one, I actually used a pretty wide one for the outside area, and I only used the thin one for the inside. You can see how thin these lines are. You can see how wide this divot is, and how wide these are. Like, these are all lines that I used a wider thing for. So yeah, you don't have to only use one type or like not mix it up. You can mix it up. You can do it in different ways. You can have your lines be chunky and choppy, because you can see here these lines are kind of choppy. But you can also have like very smooth straight lines. So you know, you can do a lot of variety with it and make sure it like fits your needs. This pad that I was showing you is a lot thinner, not thinner, I'm sorry, more weebly and wobbly. It's a lot easier to carve. You can kind of see here, I'll do a line real quick. It's like super soft, and it just, it's like butter. You just slide right through it. And like the other pad, the one that I'm using, does not feel like that. It does not feel thin and easy to slice through. It feels tight and hard. And just hard to push through. I kind of like it better because when I tried to print with the other one, it didn't come out as cleanly. But it also might have been the ink I was using. So it's like, meh. But I like how thin the lines look on this. I actually like the Linocut board itself as an art piece. I really like this. And like the prints it makes are really pretty too. You just have to make sure that the ink doesn't get too deep into these lines and that you make these lines deep enough that the ink actually like recognizes them as lines. Because if you make them too shallow, then the ink will just go into the lines and then you end up inking and it doesn't leave the white where the lines are because there's too much ink or it's not deep enough. So it kind of seeps out when you're actually doing it. So like, you know, a lot of things like that. You get what I'm trying to say. I like to sometimes use my other hand as a guide. I tend to use my pointer finger or my middle finger, just because it works well for me, but I know some people prefer to have their hand really like pushing down on the Linocut, and sometimes you'll see that I do that, but I tend to do it down here in the corner, and then carve, whereas you don't want to do this. Like I said, you just jab, jab, stab, death, murder, blood, you know? Just keep that in mind. That's definitely probably the worst part about Linocuts is the fear of stabbing the shit out of yourself. Also, you guys may notice that I'm not following the lines perfectly, that I'm just kind of doing enough with them. That's fine. You just want to do what you want with it, you know? Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're creating your own art piece, and if it looks a little bit different than like your original sketch, that's okay. It doesn't need to be perfect, you know? I just remembered my friend told me to ping him when I was doing this, and I forgot like a trash person. Okay, I messaged him. We'll see if he responds. If not, he can always watch the VOD, but I feel guilty because I told him I'd let him know and I forgot. Okay, so like there was a whole fucking thing preparing for this that I ran into all kinds of issues and I was very, very stressed. I really, really wanted to do this stream, but then I kept running into problems. Like I was originally going to cut a different board, a different lino. I bought new lino from Hobby Lobby, but it's much darker. So I ran into issues where the pencil wasn't showing up when I was doing a test, the outside border. I was doing that as a test. So like you can paint or stain lino if it's too dark so that your pencil shows. So I was painting it and then like I kept printing out the design to like transfer, and it was like sizing it wrong, and that board is a lot smaller. It's much closer to the size of this little green one. But I couldn't get it to work, and then you can cut down this board to a smaller size, but I also didn't want to do that because it's a lot of effort, and what if I don't cut a straight line and just like all this like panic mode stuff. So yeah, I was not having a good time leading up to this just because I was like trying to figure everything out and I was getting very overwhelmed. I don't know, I get like hyper fixated on things, and I have to do them right now, basically. It's like, this has to be done at this exact moment, and if it doesn't go my way, or anything goes wrong, or anything happens, I will die. I will just absolutely become depression mode Jessie and fall apart. And that sucks. It's really hard to deal with. I feel bad for anyone who also has to deal with that. Because I hate it. That one came out so curly. Look at this. The little curly cue. I love that. It makes me laugh. I like I love the like eraser shavings like finishing that you have. Because like you get to the end and all of a sudden like there's all these shavings all over the place and you're just like, wow, I carved so fucking much. Also, like, your back really gets tired doing this, so it's important to take breaks because otherwise you'll be in agony. So we're taking a little mini break here. We'll talk some more while I take this mini break. I'm sorry, I know I haven't gotten super far. We're on our third leaf, but it is rough leaning over like a little goblin, and your back hurting. So let's talk more about the different types of Linocuts that you could do. So like, what I'm doing right now is just like a basic one. They also call this block printing, so I may like interchange those names. So, just so you know what I'm talking about. So there's this kind, which is, like I said, just the basic. It's like stamp making. It's, you got one thing and you go. But there's other kinds where there are different kinds of like ways to print, because this uses one ink color and that's it. You can paint on different colors, or you can do like a gradient, but the intention is that it's one print. You put the ink on the paper once, and you can print on multiple papers, but like that is what you're printing. It's a single individual object kind of thing. And so there's a couple different kinds. There's a kind where you have multiple blocks. That's what these print boards are referred to, blocks. You have multiple blocks that all have the same design, but you have different parts of them carved. So like if I were doing these ginkgo leaves, I could do one leaf in green and one leaf in yellow. And when I look at the two blocks, one block has the yellow leaf and one block has the green leaf carved out. That way when you ink it, only one of the leaves shows color. So there are multicolor prints that are done that way. Then there's this other type of printing. I don't know that I'll ever do it because I just don't... There's a couple of things that I don't like about it. But it's also to give you multiple colors. And essentially you start with your lightest color. And you print everything. You basically put, like, let's say you do yellow as your lightest color. You put yellow all over it. And then you print that. Then you go to your next darkest color. Everything that you want to stay yellow, you carve at that point. then you print your next color. Let's say your next color is, you're doing a fire. Your next color is orange. You paint everything orange and you put it over the yellow. Anything that you've carved will stay with yellow, and you know how everything else is orange. And you just keep doing that with different blocks until you've essentially got like 8 layers on the background. And you know, your items are colored based on what you're expecting. You have to use very opaque colors when you do that, and you also carve the block multiple times. So any prints that you don't do in that exact moment, you'll never be able to reprint it. So it's basically like a limited run. Because even if you reprint it later on, because you may have carved out certain parts of it, it won't look right. Let's say you do a candle, you know, and the candle's black, and the fire's red, orange, yellow. You know, you put yellow down first, you do orange, then you do red, and then you do black. You'll never be able to print the yellow, red, and orange again. It'll only be the black, because that's what you haven't carved yet. That's what's left. So like, I don't know that I'll ever do that kind of printing. It doesn't necessarily seem like something I want to do. I like watching other people do it. I can't remember what it's called. It's something with an R. But either way, the other type of printing where you have multiple blocks, I like the idea of that. I think it's interesting. I like my art to be slightly messy. I'm a perfectionist in certain ways, but in other ways I'm not. I like it to look like a human hand made it. I don't want it to be too clean, because then it doesn't feel real. And so like the idea of using multiple blocks and like maybe you're a little bit off on one of the blocks, it sounds great to me. You know, I love that. So I don't know. I like the options that are available, but so far I've only done these individuals in singular print blocks. So, you know. Okay, let's get back to it. I gave my back a little break, and we're ready to proceed. I think what I need is like a table that goes up and down so I can sit higher up when I do this, so that I'm not as dying. Because my table's a little lower than my chair, so I have to lean down to reach the table. I hope that made sense. I also know that I'm going very slow, but it's important to go slow so you don't mess up. Because otherwise you may end up like, if you go too fast, you may end up slipping. Hope you guys are having fun with this so far. I know there's not too many people in chat. I think there's one viewer. Is it my husband? Of course it is. But for anyone watching the VOD afterwards, I hope you enjoy it. Just let me know in the comments if you do enjoy it. And for anyone who is watching now, you can always check out my YouTube channel. That's where I post all of my VODs later on. So you can see them there. You can rewatch if there's like a part that you don't remember, something that I talked about, that you want to like get a refresher. That way you can kind of look at it any time. Trying to make sure to keep it within the camera's view. Also, if you're left-handed or right-handed, you can do this. I don't know if you noticed that I switched between my left and my right hand just a minute ago. I am ambidextrous, and I like to use both in certain situations. I think I have a preference for my right hand while doing this, because then I can use my left hand to control. But, you know, do what works best for you. I also like to tell people that even though, like, you may normally be right-handed, like, maybe try it left-handed, because sometimes you find that there are certain things that you do better with your offhand. I know it sounds crazy, but It's a thing. So smooth. That one was good. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. The hiccups just come. And then you'll start to see too, as I go, I'll get more comfortable, and that can be good or bad. It can be good because it means that I may go a little faster, but it can be bad because it means I may go a little faster. Oh, what was I just saying? No, it's extra hard because the camera's here too. I want to lean in a lot, but I also don't want to headbutt the camera, and I also don't want any kind of face reveal accidentally. Because the second my husband said, "Oh, hair reveal," I died a little inside. I hope that was all. And then Aids said accidental face reveal, and I also died. So, you know, there's not much left of me right now. If you do happen to catch my face in like a reflection or something, just keep it to yourself. You can always DM me, and I can remove it. But please don't share it. It makes me very uncomfortable. I don't want to end up like Jack's Films and be doxxed by another YouTuber or something. Oof, that's another one done. Look at that. Going strong. Get a good look at all three of them together. Like I said, we'll go back and we'll put more detail in. But you can kind of look. I'm just going to rub it a little bit because I want to remove some of that ink that's left there from the lead. By ink, I mean lead. So that you can see a little bit better of the lines. I don't know if that made it better or worse. I think that's better. It's hard because I still have the black on my fingers from the lead too, so I'm just kind of spreading lead around, but you know, it's fine. Okay, I'm trying to decide, do you guys want me to continue? There's 3 more leaves to do. Or we can take a break and call it until next time. I could stream again later on. What do you guys think? Chat's silent because there's only one person here. Nice. Just keep going until I get hungry for lunch. I mean, it's already 2:27. I think it's past lunchtime. Are you gonna make me dinner though? There's that meatball sub, a couple other things. Make the meatballs, you guess? Man, don't make it sound like I'm forcing you. Just pull out the meat. I'll make them later if you don't.
When life calls, I let it ring. I'm hiding, no withdrawal. I'm scared to see. After all, I'm doing fine, but I can't help but think that I could really live a better life. Don't wait for me, don't wait for me. I'm fine. I just keep wasting all this time. And I keep chasing thoughts, but I never seem to settle on a chosen life. So don't wait for me, I'm fine.
want to have my legs crossed in my chair, but because of the amount of force I'm using, it's spinning my chair. And so it's making it more difficult. So I have to keep one foot down to keep me from like riding all over the place. Sucks. Also, let me know if the music is too loud compared to my voice. I can adjust it.
The thieves and parasites, they don't even hide. They multiply, they swarm until they get into my mind. Guess it's how to fly. Desensitized, my nerves are burned by all the constant lies. They don't even hide. I'm paralyzed. The life I got was not as advertised. Leave it all behind. Oh, I gotta go. My feet are too slow. I'm not in control. Oh, all the wrong faces in all the wrong places. They left me so jaded. Oh. Penny for your thoughts, cause I'm a millionaire. Try to pay you off, but you don't really care. Wish I could see straight through ya, right underneath everything in a fool ya. Shoot straight, not blink some kind of hell. Go round and round in a carousel. You got me dizzy, tripping, falling on the ground, yeah. You're a blank page, I'm a white canvas. Who knows what we could be together? Wet paint caught you red-handed. Who knows if this
Nice, another leaf down. That one was really smooth too. I really liked how that one went. You can kind of see too, they're getting deeper as I go. So this one is a really nice line, while these ones are still a little thin and a little high to the top. I'll probably go back over these ones later on and make them a little deeper. We probably won't actually get to the block printing part today of where we print it. If you guys want me to do that on stream, we can on another day. Or I could just print it and show you guys next stream. You know, whatever you guys like. I'm not super picky. Also, you can kind of see
caught you red-handed. Who knows
I
if
get
this'll
little
be
lines on my
forever.
fingers from pushing hard. They go away. Sometimes it bruises my fingers, but like I just have baby hands.
Okay, let me be candid. This won't be forever. No high, no chase. Can't say I never was honest. Lights on, no games that no one wins. Oh, you're a blank page on my white canvas. Who knows what we could be together? Wet paint caught you red-handed. Who knows if this'll be forever?
The +2 about doing like not super deep lines is it's easy to go over them again. And because your blade is kind of in a crevice, it's less likely to jump out and slip. So just keep that in mind.
If you could only read my mind, you don't know what I keep inside. Bottle it up like it's plastic, avoiding anything drastic. Am I waiting on a moment too tragic? Waiting till it's all alright, waiting but it's never right. Something louder than screaming, tension building my breathing, always holding my tongue. If you could only read my mind, you don't know what I keep inside. Yeah, thoughts ricochet on my mind, bounce like a dome in air glide. Thoughts ricochet on my mind. Thoughts ricochet on my mind. Thoughts ricochet on my mind. What you saying? I really don't like. Bottle up and let it ignite. And I've been waiting for a reason to burst at the seams. There's something louder than screaming, tension building my breathing, always holding my tongue. If you could only read my mind, you don't know what I keep inside. And darker than an endless night.
I just read the chat. Yeah, they're Linocut fingers. They look like shit, basically. It's like hard too, cause if you go too far towards the edge, the metal's not sharp per se, but it just feels pointier, so it's extra like shitty. So I try to put my hand here, but sometimes you have to bring it closer to the edge. I just threw 90% of my Linocut shavings onto my floor, so that's cool. I was too focused. Just gonna try to scoot them down a little bit. About to vacuum now. Ugh, adult cleaning, gross. That was a shitty slip. It's still pretty shallow though, so it might be okay. Maybe I'll test out some of the methods of like filling Linocut holes. It's hard too because the Linocut's wide, so I'm trying to like keep it as close to me as possible as I do my little goblin pose. But because of the width of it, it's hard to keep it in the camera's view and to keep it in a position that's comfortable for me. Whew. Leaf number, I fucking lost count. What number is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Let's get on to the last one. Number 6, our big boy. Ooh, sweating balls, baby. I've already like played through the majority of my playlist of royalty-free music too. Let me see if I have another one. I know I do.
Open up your eyes to the sun, 'cause nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. And watch the bloody star as it revolves. The lights don't last forever. Interstellar weather.
Oh god, they have it listed by genre. What genre do we want to listen to? They have pop, they have electric pop, they have low mileage. What does that mean? Tropical house? What is that? Oh, I'm not smart enough for this. Ah! We'll try this. We could always change it if we dislike it. We've only got one leaf yet left, so like, it's not gonna be forever.
And I'm going slow. Let's hit the road and make it up as we go. Oh, let's go. Oh, baby, don't change your mind. Let's get in trouble. I want nothing, nothing but you. No holding back. Don't need a bag, baby, believe everything. You and me is all we need. We could live our dream and daylight. It's right, just go with the feeling. Take my hand, we'll ruin our plans. We'll leave it all behind. We gotta leave tonight. Get away, feeling kinda reckless when you're here with me. Baby, see the world.
One of these days I'm just gonna slice my finger open for sure. Just wait till it happens though. I mean, I cut myself doing all kinds of stuff. Even pottery I've cut myself before. So like, I don't know. I watched this skit the other day. That it was just this guy being like chilling with his girlfriend. And his girlfriend like looks at her arm. She's like, oh, I wonder where this bruise came from. Where could it have come from? I don't know where it came from. And then it cuts to just like her fucking falling down the stairs, her running into a table, her like tripping and falling in the street, her like just fucking falling all over the place, and he's just looking at her like, the fuck? Of course you have a bruise. And I felt so called out because I've definitely said to my husband before, oh, I wonder where this bruise came from. And I've fallen down the stairs, I have cut myself doing crafts, I have cut myself looking at knives, I've cut myself dreaming about knives, like, you know, like the whole 9 yards. How do I want to cut this? And so like it made me laugh really hard. If anyone remembers or has seen the video, you can post it in the comments on the YouTube VOD. Because it is a funny video. Oh, we're doing so good. I'm gonna do the stem first because it's very straight for this one. I feel like that's difficult for me. Okay. This says 10-year mix copyright-free gaming music. Yeah, I'm going back to unlike Pluto, like, I'm not feeling it. We only got a little bit left, so it'll be fine. If there's a little bit of repeat music. Oops, sorry, I bumped my mic.
guess we'll never make it off this runaway train. We run around, we hide, we play pretend. We tell each other lies to make amends. But underneath the guise of being nice, I just want to rewind. Can we rewind? Yeah.
Woo! We got our outline done! Woo, man, my back be dying! So that's our final leaf. Looking good. Let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can get a good picture of it. Adjust my camera a little bit. Okay, it's hard to kind of get a good picture of it, but... you can kind of see. Okay, back to our zoomed in. Okay, looking good. Feeling good. Okay. Ooh, so now we're going to cut the lines into it for, oops, through some things, the veining of the leaves. This part didn't really take me super long last time I did it, and I kind of did it pretty free. You know, kind of like let it flow the way it wanted to. So we'll try to do that the same this time. We'll start with a little guy.
Suffocated, demotivated, alienated, aggravated, feel automated, I'm devastated. I keep it in the shadows, down low. You don't know what I'm going through, don't know what I'm going through. It's down low, down low. You don't know what I'm going through, don't know what I'm going. I'm gunning for my life. I keep it all inside. I'm staring at the seams.
I like to have some variation in the leaf lengths. Oops, was that even in camera view? I'm so sorry. Let me adjust the camera a bit more again. Is that good? You guys can see okay? I think that's good enough. Okay. And it's, for me, it's okay if the lines overlap. I like to go from one side to the other and then go to the middle and go outwards, because it's doing a rounded surface can kind of be hard. And I go very deep initially and then kind of let it flow out from there. Don't worry if they overlap or intersect, that's fine. We're gonna switch a little bit more to the middle now. And it may look like shit now, but that's fine. It'll look like shit later too.
Wanna go to sleep and lie here like a dream's arise, cobwebs in my head. never gone away. Stuck in a web of lies, paralyzed like a fly. Spiders don't sleep at night. Never
Okay.
gone away.
We'll do our top. And you can see too our Linocut, I don't know if you can see it, but it's starting to debow a little bit and lift up because I've been bending it and touching it so much. So sometimes I just take it and bend it backwards to try and make sure that it doesn't bend too much. So here I'm just going to do the same thing I did around the top, but around the bottom. Then I'm just going to add a few more lines to give it a little bit more shape. Then I'm going to go back to the outside and give it a little bit more, so there's not quite as much uniformity to it. I hope that's the right word for it. Uniformness. Basically, I want to give it some variety to its shape and the lines. There you go. Sorry, I might have been out of view for that for a little bit, but, you know, do my best. If I hold it at this angle, you can see it really well. When I print it, likelihood is that some of these lines will start to disappear because they're not deep enough, but I kind of like that. And then you could always go in like this and just deepen them a little bit. I'm off camera again, I'm sorry. Oops, I accidentally pushed my light. Fucking everything up. Anyways, you could just go in and deepen them a little bit if it's a concern that you have that it's not deep enough. So, you know, you've always got options. Okay, let's do the other ones. Am I in camera? No, I'm not. Fucking pissed. Let's do this. We'll move it over here.
Taking all the starlight from me now, turning on the spotlight into dark night, stolen from me now, taking all the starlight, and taking all the starlight from me now, turning on the starlight into dark night, stolen.
And it's okay for these two if you slip a little, because it's not as bad, you know? The slip kind of adds to it. And like I said, I'm just going to keep going back and forth between one side and the other. And then at some point I'll switch to doing them in the middle, once I feel good about the shape.
And I don't want a heart attack, I feel the words just coming downtown on me. And I can take this on my chest, I know I'm not my best. My bottom doesn't pay rent. And I can go and do this all the way, I stay on my name. I'm not turning away. I thought you were invested into me, a fool's paradise. Well, look who paid the price. Oh no no, 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 oh no no. Taking all the starlight from me.
And it's okay too if the lines aren't straight. I mean, leaves aren't perfect. The veining will always look kind of like special to that leaf, so you can make it as fucked up looking as you want. We gotta take a short break again for my back, though. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Turn the music down a little bit and we can talk some more about how I got to where I am. So yeah, basically I ended up going into programming. I've been doing it for, I don't know, like over 10 years now. I'm old, guys. And I do still love making games. I love making all kinds of stuff. I love art still, and I still like follow a lot of the art community, like subscribe to their Patreons and stuff like that, and chill in their Discords. But I wasn't making a lot of art up until just recently. Um, it's just been a while. I'm glad to be back to it, really. It sucked not being able to like feel comfortable making art. I wanted to do it the whole time, but I just felt like, I don't know, my skill and my taste levels didn't line up. And so it kind of like was eating away at me, and I felt like I didn't have a right to do it. Um, in a way. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But yeah, it's something I've thought about a lot. I think that like I've reached a point in my life too where I like dislike programming in the job that I'm doing. And I kind of want to get back into art and do that as a career. I feel like I only gave it up because of my history around it and like my fear and my guilt that had been eating away at me. So like, I don't know, I want to face those things head on and like become better. So that's what I'm trying. Anyways, I actually have to pee too, so let's do a be right back. We'll take a potty break.
Looking like a stormy day. Don't think that'll go away. So under my roof I'll stay, and that's alright. I'll just play my guitar for a couple of hours. Play my heart and play it louder. Play until I break a string. Oh, it's alright. I've got all I need. Just a broken string on the guitar. But I've got five more, where I can play just fine. It's more than
I have returned. I pissed and I feel good. No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? Dun dun dun! No, I definitely am one of those people who, like I said, I get hyper focused on things, and I forget that I need to go to the bathroom. So the second I stood up, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, and I had to ran. I had to I had to run, um, to the bathroom like an adult child. So yeah, let's switch back to it. My back do be feeling this, but now I'm like invested, and I want to finish today, and maybe try to do a print. The good thing too is if you do a print and you decide you dislike part of it, or you need more deep lines or something, then you just go back and you add those. Okay, I'm back in focused mode, so I'm gonna stop talking and you guys can enjoy the music. Just sing your lullabies, lullabies, put me to sleep. And with these lullabies, fill with lies, go and leave me. And that's another leaf done. Look how good that looks. Loving it. On to the next. Back to back, 2 years, now it's past. 2 fears come to pass, too near, this can't last. Broken glass, cover on the floor now. The bottles I poured out. Try to purge myself of everything about you, but when you always show up on my doorstep, choking on your every word, your every desire. While I gasp for air, you just stand and stare. Choking on you like nicotine, my lungs are on fire. That was a big slip, but you can see that it just kind of blends in with these lines now, so it's fine. Nice, number 3 is done. Click that so you can get a good look. On to number 4, and then we've only got 2 left after number 4, so a total of 3 left. We're making good time with this, even though we've been streaming for 2 hours and 18 minutes. It's fine. I'm also eating these really delicious Laffy Taffies that are fruit combos, 2-in-1 flavor. So far, I like the strawberry kiwi one the best. And it has jokes on every wrapper. Wow, 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 wow. I didn't know wrappers came with jokes on them. I thought they just sang.
Sometimes I get the feeling the more that I know, the more the pain starts to grow. And then it starts to feel like I'm losing control with every new thing I know. I'm driving 85, I'm seeing double lines, and I'm afraid I might lose my hold. Wish I was never told, was heavy on my soul. Well, every moment I'm getting cold. It's heavy. How you pray, get me out of this. Just an echo. Gotta let, give me mindless bliss. Sometimes I get the feeling the more that I know, the more the pain starts to grow. And then it starts to feel like I'm losing control with every new thing I know. Always staying up to the sunrise, I can barely even close my eyes. All I'm
Okay, 2 more left. Let's take a look at that one. Looking good. Ooh, my back do be dying though. We'll take another short back break. Ugh. But yeah, so I've been getting more into art. I know I've talked about it before since I started going to the makerspace. It's been really fun. I did a macrame class on Friday. No, Thursday. Thursday. Friday we went to the ceramic studio. That's where I made my little guy. I've got a Pyukomuku there that's getting fired. I should be able to see it on Monday. See him done. We glazed him on Friday, so that'll be fun. Let's see, what else have I done recently? I've been doing, I think I said the 3D prints, this Linocut. I know I've signed up for some other classes. They've got like wood carving classes. I think I might do like a hand carving class because they have hand carving spoons, which seems cool. But yeah, I'm excited to like feel like I'm doing the things that I really enjoy again. I think it's made it easier for me to deal with work too, like just deal with the bullshit at work. All of those things are finally starting to feel like they don't matter in a way, and I feel good about it. So it's been nice. I think, I'll keep trying to like do art stuff, and maybe one day I'll like sell stickers or something, or whatever you guys think might be cool. I'm trying to think of like what else what else can I do. um but yeah, I don't know, I want to feel happy in what I'm doing every day, and it's taking time, but like I do feel like I'm getting there. And I feel like it's getting better, but I also feel like stressed about it because I don't want to, I don't know, I don't want to risk everything. You know what I mean? Like I don't want it to become a thing where like it wasn't worth it, or I do too much too fast without like a good plan. I don't know, it's hard knowing like what the best option is. I just don't know if it's worth it, to like jump into trying to make art as a career type thing. I just feel like it's too risky, and I don't have enough skill to be able to make it like an actual good thing. So I don't know if it's what I want to do or what. I mean, I do think it's what I want to do, but at the same time, like I just don't know that it's gonna work for me, or that like it's actually gonna make me happy. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like you have your idea of what happiness is, and then you have the actual happiness, and I need to make sure that I'm finding the actual happiness and not like just the idea of it. So I don't know, I just want to not fail. I think that's the thing. I just don't want to fail. I don't want to fuck up. I don't want it to like end up being like this big old negative thing where it like affects me forever, and drives me crazy. I just want to feel good about life. I just want to feel okay. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to it. Whew, I'm ready for it. No, my back's still sore. I'm gonna wait a minute. Sorry, guys. What trash. I wanna get this done today, but it's also hard. No, we can't stop yet. I only have 2 left. We're so close. Okay, I'm sitting up. I mean, unless you've made me dinner and then, like, let's stop. But it's only 3, so I doubt that's what's happening. Okay, let's get back to it.
pressure from you. It casts giant shadows on a plateau, and I'm on the edge. You cast a shadow. I'm in your shadows, yeah. You cast a There's no medicine for what you put in. I don't know, and I don't know why, but I let it in. For that I repent, and I don't know, and I don't know why. Like I was saved from the shit that you said. Wish I could change the words that you said.
Okay, second to last one done. Look at that. And good. One more to go, and then we're done. Okay, let's get into it.
I'm crawling, hypnotized by parasitic lies. I'm crawling, inside. I'm crawling inside. I'm crawling inside. Now here we go, you're dedicated. You're celebrating. When you break me right down, you're killing me, premeditated. I'm devastated. Leave me on the ground. Like I was saved from the shit that you said. Wish I could change the words that you said. There's no medicine, there's no medicine. Your words crawl into my ears tonight. I'm crawling, hypnotized by parasitic lies. I'm crawling inside. I'm crawling inside. I'm crawling inside. Playing mind games, manipulate me, operate me, surgical eyes. You sedate me, drunk on a memory, then it all fades. And I read you away for what? I don't know. Why'd you whisper nothing when you need something? Why'd you wanna stay for what? I don't know why. But then your words crawl into my ears tonight. I'm crawling hypnotized by parasitic lies. I'm crawling inside. I'm crawling inside. I'm crawling inside. We're the underground, we're the lost and found. Never see the day while we hide away. Soft spoken like a gun at the top of my lungs. We're the underground, we never die. If you don't mind me, I won't mind you. The game is for two. Your first move, igniting, I'll never lose. Lost hypocrites, lies never quit, avoiding the truth. So delicate, hard to predict, so out of the blue. We're the underground, we're the lost and found. Never see the day while we hide away. Soft spoken like a gun at the top of my lungs. We're the underground, we never die. We orbit, we're infinite, it's time to move. We're not the winners, but we'll never lose. We're the underground, we're the lost and found. Never see the day, while we hide away high. Soft spoken like a gun at the top of my lungs. We're the underground, we never die. We never die. We never die. We never die. All I see is technicolor daydreams, and vibes can be misleading. What I see is deceiving. I just want something better, a chance of sunny weather, lost never to be found, lost never to be found. Butterflies in my eyes won't go away, go away. Leave me lost, the roads are closed with camouflage, camouflage. I was zoned out in my youth, I'm dreaming over you. These colors start to blend into. All I see is technicolor daydreams, and vibes can be misleading. What I see is deceiving. I just want something better, a chance of sunny weather, lost never to be found, lost never to be found. And can't describe lost my appetite for yesterday, yesterday. I'm halfway gone, halfway alone. I know you won't hold it against me, against me. I was zoned out in my youth, I'm dreaming over you. These colors start to blend into. All I see is technicolor daydreams,
And we did it! It's the final leaf. Kind of looks like shit compared to some of the other ones, but I think I'm gonna put in a couple more lines and maybe that'll help out.
Nothing feels new, spaced out in my youth. Stare up at the moon, dark side of my youth. Feels like I'm so
I think that helped. Okay, let's zoom this camera out. I have to stand up to finish zooming it out, so give me a second. Almost knocked the camera out of its holder and everything. Maybe up a little bit more. think that gives you a good view of it. That's what we've got. We're gonna clean up our desk a little bit. Let's get these shavings out of here. And I'm gonna grab a couple things. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So we're putting away our tools, getting ready to ink it. So to start, I'm just gonna clean up some of the mess that I have here. I know I said that before, but I didn't actually finish cleaning it. I'm a child. I hope you guys have had fun so far. I know it's been a long stream. We're at 2 hours and 46 minutes. So I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I hope you've enjoyed it if you have stopped by. Or if you've skipped to the end, then I hope you enjoy it as well. Because I don't blame you. I've definitely done that for certain videos. So, you know. I'm trying to get all the shavings off my desk, but they're just bouncing everywhere. I have to like take my mouse pad and shake it out later. Here's my shavings pile. Where did I put my paper? Let me go find it.
I'm trying to hit the note, but I can't get it up, man. That's what she said. That's what she said. Thought we were alright. Just a waste of time. That's what she said. That's what she said. Had I never known, how'd it go so long? Used to laugh at how slow I would drive, but now you're always flashing me red lights. I remember before sneaking through the back door, 'cause I left my keys back inside. It used to be romantic, but now we're just as frantic. I think I will have to surprise. But then suddenly right in front of me, you were telling me.
Okay, I wasn't super prepared because I forgot that I had this paper. Okay. We're gonna set that to the side. We have our block here. We have our glass panel. We have our ink. I'm gonna try this Blick brand. The last time I tried the Speedball brand, it didn't go very well for me. Yeah. About it. I'm gonna use my same little thing as a spatula. Okay, we've got our roller. This is the Speedball rubber roller. I'm just really quick gonna clean it using some tape. Got a little bit of dark hair stuck to it. Okay, clean. Okay. And I busted my fingers a minute ago looking for the paper, so it kind of hurt. You can see the difference, the red ones. Okay, so we're gonna take this, we're gonna spread our ink about. So I'm not the best at this yet. So that's something. This is where you really start to see your work. Also, I have it on this piece of cardboard because there's a 100% chance I'm gonna get all over my desk. So you have to make sure you get enough ink on the pad, otherwise it doesn't transfer very well. And I think that's where I fail. So we'll try and make sure that we get enough ink and that it's evenly inked. So that it doesn't look like shit and you guys don't think that I suck. It's water-soluble ink too, so it's easy to wash off your clothes if you get it all over yourself, like me. Isn't this nice though? Look at this. Move this light a little bit. This is vaguely how it's going to look when it's finally printed. We're going to keep inking it just to ensure that it's evenly inked. Okay, and I'm just going to hold it to the light and see if I can see any splotchy spots. One. Okay, looking good. So I'm going to put this sprayer to the side. That's what the rolly thing's called. We're going to grab our paper. We're going to position it as best we can. Ensure we get everything on it. This is good. It's a little off, fucked up. Sucks for me. Okay, and now we're going to... Oh, this is called a brayer. I forget names of things. We're just going to push down and try to get our image or ink to be picked up on the paper so that our image shows. And we're going to have to do this pretty hard. This is another part that a lot of people use a spoon for. I don't have a spoon to use. Not here, at least. And plus, this does a little bit more space. So I think this is fine. We're gonna pray that it comes out looking good, but if it doesn't, we can always carve more. Okay. Nice. And that's our print. We did it. We done did it. I still didn't put enough ink, which is why it has this splotchy texture. But this is also watercolor paper, so it's harder to really get a good ink on it. But I really like it. I think we did a good job. And then you can see this again. A nice comparison between the two, maybe. Pretty nice, right? We did a Linocut! We did it! Yeah! Inked. And then if you want to do more, you can print more by putting more ink on it, or you can rinse it and then, you know, be on with your day. But yeah, that's it. The stream's over. We did it. It's all done. We finished it. The day's over. It's been 3 hours that we've been streaming. And yeah, I feel good about it. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. It's been very fun, even though it's been backbreaking. If you guys do enjoy it, make sure you tell me in the comments or you like the video on the YouTube, so that I know and I will make more. And maybe next time I'll make a clay one, but who knows. But until then, I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.